Hi, it's Claire from Right Zone, and I'm back to talk a bit more about the government's recent proposals to make reforms to UK copyright law in relation to artificial intelligence. Now, one of the things that the government is talking about in its consultation is requiring that authors and creators will be able to reserve their rights if they don't want to have their works trained on by AI companies. Now, that kind of reservation of rights, or opt-out as it's otherwise known, is problematic for all kinds of reasons. And there's a really good article by Ed Newton-Rex, which we'll link to in the comments, that you can read more about how all the problems associated with that. But I just wanted to focus on one of the things that particularly concerns me as a rights professional, and that's just how on earth practically would this work? You know, those of us who work in publishing and I'm sure licensing departments for other creative industries, you know, we're granting permission to reuse content all the time. And it's this downstream use of content that I think is a particular issue. So in any given work, you could have several, even thousands of individual items of copyright work that belong to different creators. And each of those creators could have a different position on whether they want to opt in or opt out. So what do you do for that work? How granular are opt-ins and opt-outs going to be? And how do we deal with conflicts between rights holders when you're dealing with a whole work? So that's one thing. But also, how do you as a creator track, or you know, even as a publisher, track exactly where all of those licensed bits of content have gone over the whole lifetime of the copyright? So that's life of the author plus 70 years. So if we're looking at our backlists and thinking about over the entire lifetime of that work, where all the different places the content from that work has been licensed, and then having to retrospectively find all those places and say, by the way, this is opted out from AI training. I mean, it would just be impossible. You couldn't do it. So there are many practical reasons why I think that some of the suggestions in the government's consultation are just unworkable in practical terms. And I just wanted to throw it out there and ask if anyone else's mind is boggling at the thought of how on earth some of these things could actually work. I'd love to hear from you what you think, so do comment in the post below.